The Under-Secretary General of the United Nations and Executive Secretary of the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Leaders of government, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Bula Binaka from Fiji. Let me first congratulate you, Madam Executive Secretary, on your appointment. Your leadership comes at a critical time. Pacific people face a COVID crisis that is only just ending, a price increase crisis that is just beginning, and a climate crisis that has been worsening for years. For Pacific Island nations, the effort to reclaim our future starts with reclaiming our present before COVID-19. Yet the new war in Europe, lagging pandemic shortages, intensifying climate catastrophes, and rising inflationary pressures all threaten our fragile recoveries. The latest science says we have a 50% possibility of crossing the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold of global warming over the next 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, that gives low-lying islands a 50-50 chance of a future, and of course, at realizing any of the Sustainable Development Goals. Meanwhile, a skyrocketing price of freight and commodities like wheat and fuel is a gut punch to our import-dependent societies. Yet through it all, the global superpowers seem super focused on power and little else. At times, it feels the leaders of the wealthy world are speaking a completely different language, and our struggles aren't in the vocabulary. So let me be clear. Our people's security, from the communities they call home to the calories they consume, is at risk. None of that can come second to anyone's geopolitics. And conversations that aren't focused on our challenges are not conversations we can afford to be having. We are not calling for retreat from the multilateral system. We are calling for reform. This 75th anniversary is our chance to devise an urgent, coherent, and comprehensive global action plan to revive the 2030 agenda. We still stand a chance at delivering a future that is centered on people and the planet, that leverages digital technology, enhances trade, creates jobs, protects nature, catalyzes green and blue investment, and builds resilience. That work is underway in Fiji. We are building back better, bluer, greener, and even closer collaboration with the private sector. We are repurposing our economy around sustainability, in tourism, in shipping, in agriculture, and through conservation and the adoption of digital technology. To combat the price increase crisis, we are raising the minimum wage. We are boosting local crop production, and we've removed VAT on 21 essential food items. With ESCAP support, we are moving toward net zero emissions. And while the extreme rigidity of the global financial architecture can make going tough, we are finding innovative ways to finance our development. Fiji was the first emerging economy to issue sovereign green bonds, and we're leveraging private finance through a blue bond this year to protect reefs and build resilient coastal ecosystems. And we will continue to push for a more sophisticated framework for assessing debt sustainability that properly values the cost effectiveness of building resilience. In the lead up to COP27, nations must commit to the establishment of a post-2025 climate finance framework, which considers dedicated climate financing windows for small island development states, given our extreme vulnerabilities. The next 75 years of our cooperation through UN ESCAP start today. Our collective duty is to ensure we set the course for a future that leaves no nation, no people, and none of our most vulnerable behind. And thank you.